Hello guys and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight reaction video. Now today we are reacting to, the Oni Spotlight. Oni came out yesterday and I'm hoping on next week or next weekend streaming Dead by Daylight on my Switch whenever I get my Switch in Dead by Daylight. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Now let's continue. AK P.S. This killer may be my favorite killer, solely because of the design, power, and how much I relate to him. Let's continue. Now, I know I usually don't pause the video, but can we all just give applause on this chapter's name, Cursed Legacy? Because one, this is the first time a chapter is actually connected to another killer, aka Oni is connected to Spirit, both in the same family. And this is probably the coolest looking thing I've ever seen, besides Nightmare on Elm Street one, which to me was cooler than this. Well, is almost cooler than this, but I think this is the coolest chapter name design they've ever done, especially with the blood power in the middle, the blood orb.
Here is the next chapter for Dead by Daylight. Experience the wrath of the Yamaoka bloodline with Kirk.
Yamaoka is the family name, basically last name for the spirit in the Oni. The Oni, I believe, was the first of the Yamaoka. Like, the very first. He was a great samurai, but a dishonored way. I shouldn't explain the lore. The video does that for me. I apologize. But the Yamaoka has always had cursed family and bloodline, which is why Spirit, or whatever her name is, Miss Yamaoka, is actually the last in her family to live. So that bloodline ended with Spirit.
First legacy. For a samurai, honor is everything. But one's sense of honor can be corrupted, manipulated by dark, unknowable forces. Enter the Sanctum of Wrath.
Okay, so the new map I really do enjoy. It's just a remake of the Yamaoka estate, but it's really cool looking. And I also love it how the statues, whenever you turn your camera away and then you turn back, they actually look at you, like the weeping angels off of Doctor Who. Even though I don't watch Doctor Who, I have heard of it, and a friend of mine, which she is a huge Doctor Who fan, sat and talked to me about the weeping angels, which I do enjoy, because weeping angels are freaking terrifying. But let us continue.
And well tended by priests, this shrine was abandoned for reasons unknown. Paths that once welcomed weary travelers had become thick with vegetation, growing damp and unrestrained. A stranger shuddered with rage as he stepped into the area. Unable to restrain himself, he unleashed his might on the statue atop the shrine. Even after he left, a rot seemed to pervade the air. The new killer is the Oni.
Now, let's talk about the Oni. Originally, the origins of the name, the Oni. Now, what is a Oni? An Oni is a samurai, a demonic samurai in Japanese folklore, to where someone in a bloodline does something bad and curses the family. Then more blood is spilled in the bloodline, which will fuel a mask of power and give it the ability to summon a demonic samurai, or any type of samurai that is demonic. So it doesn't technically have to be this Oni. It could be a short, skinny Oni with a long katana, or a short, little stubby, or a really tall Oni that looks really like a twig, but he has like that giant staff to where he's able to smack you in the ass with and basically say peekaboo to you. So Oni can come in many forms. They went for the most common form, but more demonic, more scary looking form, which I do agree with. This Oni looks amazing. Looks top notch, beautiful. I think behavior did great on the Oni. Whoever the character design team, the sound team for the Oni did amazing. They did a great job. I give him 5 stars on this killer. Just the way how he looks. The default. The costumes, I like. Some of them I don't like, some of them I do like. The really expensive one that you are able to get, I kind of like the green one. Ooh, I'd get that in a heartbeat because I'm a huge fan of color green, red, and black, and purple. There's also a purple Oni mask, and I really want to get that. Whenever I get Oni, every one mask I'd always use for Oni is the purple mask. Let's continue.
Cruel, disciplined, and dedicated, Kazan Yamaoka sought to surpass his legendary father's reputation. He embarked on a dark pilgrimage to prove his worth and rid Japan of the farmers and peasants posing as samurai. His morbid...
Okay, so if you guys haven't watched My Hero Academia, I guess, you know how Hero Killer will sit and try to go after other heroes that aren't All Might, in his eyes aren't true heroes. Well, in the Oni's eyes, farmers and peasants that pose as samurai, don't have the proper training, do not have discipline, are not true Onis. They are fakes. For example, like, if you guys have ever played Predator Concrete Jungle on the PS2, which I know is way back, trust me, I am old, not really old, I'm only 16, but if you guys ever played it and do remember, there's the fakes that use the Predator's technology to go invisible, which made the Yaojis very upset, so they decided to go hunt and kill them because they thought it was dishonorable. But that is basically what the Oni is doing right now. He thinks in his eyes it's dishonorable that the peasants and farmers are posing as samurai, and his job is to eradicate them from Japan.
Cruelty, bloodlust, and heartless rage earned him the name Oni Yamaoka and attracted the attention.
So really, his name is Oni Yamoka. Now, this, I believe, is his true name. I'm not totally sure, but this is why he's also called the Oni, aka Oniya Yamaoka. I think I said it right. But, yeah, I don't know why I paused the video to say that. Let's continue.
Of the entity. The Oni's power is...
Now, the entity is very interested in many things. He's interested in souls, especially other souls that are losing hope, or souls that have murderous rage, or just like to kill people, aka, first one that ever lost hope was the Trapper. He was running a great business, but then suddenly snapped, killing all of his workers, and then it disappeared in the abyss of the woods. Then, someone with rage and fueled, aka the Oni. Or, no, actually the first one in rage was the nurse, because she literally worked 25 years, or 24 years, and never got a promotion, dealing with the asylum with all the patients, driving her crazy, and being torturing her, so she eventually snapped and killed everyone in that building, including the overseer. And then we have people that just really like to kill, aka Ghostface. He may be one of the most twisted and screwed up killers in Dead Alley, because he really just likes to kill and he enjoys it. He'll sit and go to street after street, killing people, taking pictures, and say, I ain't done yet, and go ahead and continue. So the entity is interested in stuff like that. People breaking down, or people enjoying it, or people not even having a mind. Like, example, the Demogorgon. The Demogorgon is not human. It is not anything. It is a being. It is a monster. It only wants to eat. It has animal instincts. And the entity saw interest in that and brought it into the entity's realm, which was very interesting and also really cool because Demogorgon is one of the scariest killers in Dead Daylight, in my opinion. Now, let's continue.
Yamaoka's wrath. The desire to destroy weaker bloodlines shaped into a literal force. The Oni absorbs blood orbs left by injured survivors. Once he's collected enough orbs of blood, the Oni enters blood fury mode. Once active, the Oni will sheath his katana and switch to his devastating kanabo. Blood fury also grants the Oni access to powerful abilities.
So basically what the power is for the Oni is that he's able to absorb blood, which infuels his rage to give him more abilities. And I believe whenever he's in this second stance, aka rage mode, he moves a bit faster in his normal state, especially with the giant weapon. And he's able to one-hit people and also run, almost like a Legion, but better and stronger. Like a Legion slash Billy. Like if they had a kid, then the Oni would be that kid, and the Oni would probably destroy Billy and Legion, so they can both die in a fucking hole. Let's continue.
Demon Dash allows the Oni to cover large distances quickly, closing the gap between him and his victims. Demon Strike extends the range of the Oni's attacks and immediately puts survivors into the dying state. The Oni comes with 3 new...
Okay, so in my opinion, the power, or the Oni, is actually one of the strongest characters in the game. As long as the player knows how to master this ability and knows how to master the combo, which is you start dashing and then you see a survivor, you're able to cut a corner really fast whenever you go for the Demon Bash or the Bam Bam move and able to insta-down someone, which is pretty OP to me, and I was surprised they didn't nerf Oni, which I'm actually really happy about because I'm tired of people sitting and complaining about characters being too strong. You're gonna have a character that is really strong in every single video game. No matter what, you're gonna either have to figure out how to counter him, or you're gonna figure out how to sit and like him, or do something about him, not sit and complain to the freaking devs about the killer, which makes me very angry. That's what they did with Nurse, that's what they did with Spirit. That made me very upset that they were nerfed, even though I don't like Nurse. She can go ahead and die in a freaking hole, because she drives me freaking crazy, playing her and playing against her. I didn't want to sit and complain about she needs a nerf. It's just the players that are really good with her, and people that actually spend hours and hours and hours with the Nurse trying to play her. Now, the Oni can be another one to where he can be a pickup character and easily to learn, which can also come into some people's hands when they're trying to rank up to rank 1. Which I don't really get why, because I never want to rank up to rank 1. That'd be really fun to do, but I pass on that. Now, let's continue. Also, check out this mask, and the eye in the middle of his head. To me, that's freaking dope.
Perks. Zanshin Tactics. See what others cannot see.
Basically, all this perk is windows of opportunity for killer.
Auras of all nearby pallets and vault locations are revealed to the Oni. Zanshin Tactics briefly deactivates anytime the Oni hits a survivor. Blood Echo. Make them suffer. When a survivor is...
Now, this one actually really does help the killer or the Oni, or if your killer has Bloodhound on it, because that makes the survivors bleed even more. And with Bloodhound having the ability to see blood or have blood highlighted comes handy very well. And then also with the Oni's ability, people bleeding more means faster recharging of his ability, which is very, very effective and can also destroy his team, destroy the survivors like that.
Hooked, all other injured survivors suffer from the hemorrhage status effect and the exhausted status effect for a short time. Nemesis.
Now, I don't know about this Perkin Nemesis. Basically what I got from it is that this is a one-time perk, to where if the non-obsession blinds or stuns you, you become obsessed with that survivor. And for 4 or 5 seconds, you will be able to see the aura for that survivor. That's all I've gotten from it, and then it's a one-time use. So to me, it's more for an obsession build than anything, and I don't really care for the perk. It's okay. The only thing I like about it is the picture design and the name. That's the only 2 things I really like about it. The ability of the perk is okay in my opinion.
Know your enemy. A survivor who blinds or stuns the Oni becomes the obsession. Anytime a new survivor becomes the obsession, their aura is briefly revealed, and they become oblivious to the Oni's presence for a short duration.
Okay, so I did forget about that. So that is actually really good then, because oblivious means they don't know where the Oni is. The red stain's gone and the terror radius is gone, which means the killer is able to walk up behind you and just smack you right in the booty hole.
New survivor. Yui Kimura.
Now, this may be one of the coolest and most badass character in Survivor in all of Dead by Daylight, but My opinion, no one, absolutely no one can beat Bill. No one. Bill is main boy. No one can beat Bill. Bill is top. Let's continue.
Despite her traditional upbringing, Yui Kimura became one of Japan's most accomplished street racers. She broke many records and shocked the world. She also attracted the attention of other aspiring female motorcyclists, who began to wear elements of her signature pink suit. One evening, during an illegal street race, she sped through thick black fog and suddenly found herself in a strange and unfamiliar realm. Yui comes with 3 new perks. Lucky Break, leave no trace. Anytime you are injured, Lucky Break activates. You won't leave any trails of blood for a limited amount of time. Once the full duration has elapsed, Lucky Break is permanently deactivated for the remainder of the trial.
Now that is a really cool perk because then you're able to get away from the killer easily, and it's a good counter against the Oni because then it makes you stop bleeding. That means he won't be able to get any blood orders, which means his power will not be able to get up. But this is only a one-time use perk, which is very upsetting. Maybe they can make it to where you can only use it 3 to 2 times a time, because one time is really stupid unless you can automatically activate. Unless you can manually activate it, then I could understand. But I think it's automatically activated, which kind of sucks. Let's continue.
Any means necessary. Use your environment to your advantage. Reset drop pallets to their upright position. Using this perk incurs a lengthy cooldown. Breakout.
Okay, so that perk is whenever someone drops a pallet, you're able to pick it up, but it does take time. So basically, if you're in a chase or in a loop, you're able to drop the pallet, stun the killer, and he goes for another loop. You could have a small chance of setting that pallet up again. But here's the thing. The killer is faster than you in Dead by Daylight. You cannot get away unless you use your freaking brain in the chase, or the killer gives up. Now, this perk to me seems quite useless unless you're going to a random palette and then you want to reset it, like the God palette, for example, which I bet no killer leaves unbroken unless they're that fucking stupid. Because me, I break every single fucking palette I see that is dropped. But if you do come across the God palette, then you're able to reset that and go ahead and continue with that loop. But it's going to be unlikely that someone would go ahead and that the killer would leave that down. Because if it was me, I'd ought to break that bitch and make sure that it's not coming back.
Fire hope in your allies. When you are near a carried survivor, you move faster, which, in turn, motivates the carried survivor to wiggle faster.
Okay, so that perk, it seems like a bully perk. Not that it's a good perk. That's probably one of her best perks that she has, besides that one that makes her stop bleeding. That's probably one of her best perks. That's a I'm gonna be a hero perk, to where you run up to the killer, try to body block, then the survivor will be able to wiggle faster. So this is a great counter to Iron Grasp, Mad Grit, and Agitation. Dude, this is a really great counter to these, but it does kind of suck because it's in a perk and you have to get it behind DLC, but this DLC you are able to get with iridescent shards. The only ones that you can't get with iridescent shards are Michael, Leatherface, Freddy, Demogorgon, Ghostface, killers that are not from Dead by Daylight. Those are basically the killers that you cannot get and will have to be behind a paywall to get. But you are still able to get those perks, and you're still able to play them whenever you get the Blood Web. You're just not able to build on that character.
Addition is a difficult route for everyone. For some, it is a route of blood, oil, and grit. For others, it is one of rage, cruelty, and madness. Experience the grit and the wrath with the Cursed Legacy chapter. Available now.
Okay, so my opinion on this chapter. This is one of the best chapters Dead by Daylight has ever released, and one of the best killers they have ever released. The reason why I say that is because, one, I have something in common. Rage. Whenever he gets in that opportunity, he'll go freaking crazy and start bashing someone's skull in. Me, whenever I get that opportunity and I'm allowed, I'll start bashing someone's skull into the fucking wall and make sure they won't get up. And then the Survivor. The Survivor is really freaking cool. And she's a biker. Oh my god, she's a street racer. An illegal street racer biker. Which drives me absolutely insane because that's so freaking cool. And the map is really cool too because it has like the waving angels. Which in my opinion is really cool. I also love the design for both the characters and the map. I mean, the map is basically a remake of the Yamaoka estate. But both of the characters' designs are phenomenal. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave your opinion on the video in the comment section below. I apologize for having the break, almost a week break. I wasn't feeling well, and then also some things popped up at school. If you didn't know that, go ahead and check out my last video that I made before this, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please stay pretty, please don't be an idiot, and please don't go into a trash can. Goodbye.